Welcome to TFS, the Flying Shirt. It's time to go and smile. I still remember the very first impression that when I was coming out from the school, I saw a green motorcycle crossing my road and making a symphony just like the elder superbike makes. And I was an idea that how cool it is to drive one of these. And finally, one day my dad gave me a surprise and he bought the same motorcycle. And for 2 long years, I grew up while just turning on the machine and revving it. And it used to roar and bring the tears in my eyes. And from that time till today, I have been riding this machine pretty hard. And every time I open the throttle, it gives me a perfect reason to ride one of these. The subtle expression that this machine gives, such as the 3-step analog instrument cluster, adds a much more raw and retro feel. Also, the headlights add a much more typical Kawasaki character, and even the tail light is in its purest form of simplicity. And due to it, it just looks stunning. Then there is no place where Kawasaki has wrote the displacement on this motorcycle. But the fat and heavy looking Ninja looks so good that any mediocre will believe that it has a much more bigger displacement, unless and until they will get to know the name of this motorcycle, the Kawasaki Ninja 250R. Yes, you heard it right. Under this belly, what it stores is 250cc inline twin engine with a 6-speed transmission, which drives up to crazy 50,000 RPMs, and it shares the typical Kawasaki character of being smooth, toro smooth, and getting on the highest revs. Also, the power delivery is similar as this remains calm and composed on low RPM. Then it starts to shout and deliver the power after hitting 7,500 RPM. Until the very end, it goes on and on. And not only that, the more rush and thrill will get involved once this thick and heavy quarter liter will stick to the road and pinch you to push your limits. But at the same time, the suspensions and brake will put you on the hold. And that's because the braking power is a bit lesser than it should be. Especially the rear brake needs a stronger braking bite and braking performance. However, the front is slightly more progressive, and what remains as a much more good braking support is the engine braking on this motorcycle, which is much more effective compared to any of the average machines. Also, the balance between the front and rear suspension is neither that accurate, and you will feel uneven jerks coming from the road. However, due to the heavy weight and stiffer suspension, this will yet stick to the roads. Now if we talk about the riding posture, then surely the riding triangle sets a good balance between comfort and aggressive handling. Also, the seat height is adequate, and moreover, the suspension travel, ground clearance and the size of fuel tanks add much more practicality. Also, there are this tiny hook under the pillion seat which you can use to strap your luggage.
The build quality of this motorcycle is pretty impressive. And because my motorcycle has gone through an aging effect for more than a decade, so it now has few spacing between the panels. However, it was not this way that Kawasaki has delivered me. And apart from that, I have made few changes to improvise this motorcycle, such as I have thrown off the original side lamps, which were pretty outdated, and installed this one instead, which looks much more smarter and matches the character. Also, to improvise the aerodynamics, I have installed double windscreen. And there are more changes or customization that can yet be done on this motorcycle. One of these are the IRC Roadrunner tires, which have now been replaced to MRF tires. Yet I think I needed to spend more and replace a Michelin or a Pirelli instead.
Also, few other upgrades such as wheels, which are pretty heavy and create lots of inertia forces, a USB fork to decrease the tank slapping, and a few lighter components such as chain sprocket and that heavy swing arm can be a good customization to enhance the power to weight ratio of this motorcycle.
So, what in short can exactly be a good reason to own one of these? Well, if you see, the Ninja 250R is one of the legends of its time, especially in countries like Indonesia, where quarter-liter superbikes are the most hot-selling cake, not only for its practicality, which sits between sufficient power and good fuel efficiency, but also because of their cheap buying and maintaining cost. Moreover, this machine is not about that performance, comfort or handling, but it is about that feel and sensation of stretching it to the red line on daily basis, where it gives you a feel of riding some sort of super sports machine and not any regular or routine single cylinder machine. And that's a strong reason that puts my hormones slightly under control unless and until I can't put my hands on my another dream of owning a 600cc Super Sports. And that's the reason that I'm gonna keep it, just to get that tiny little feel of having a Super Sports on daily basis. Now almost all of you won't be able to get one of these. And the only better alternative is the Kawasaki ZX25R, and not even the Ninja 300 is. So now what you all need to do is put your horses on hold unless and until Kawasaki makes a wild decision of launching ZX25R in India. Till then, this is TFS signing off. Peace. Love.
6 महीने रुक जा मेरी बॉडी बनने वाली है 6 महीने रुक जा मेरी बॉडी बनने वाली है 6 महीने रुक जा मेरी बॉडी बनने वाली है